Hi, everyone. It is Thursday. It is the 27th day of February. And as I'm speaking to you, a little bit of sun trying to peek out in the very latter afternoon hours. An afternoon that, well, this time in a few days will be a little brighter at this time and lasting a little longer. One of my favorite days of the year is going to be here a week from this Sunday, daylight saving time. We will, of course, speed those clocks up gladly an hour Saturday over, not this weekend, but next. And I am so excited about that. It seems like it's been forever coming. It's not, but feels that way. Well, it's been a story that we knew was in the making, and one that we, as well as the governor, the president, the vice president, and everyone else is addressing today, and that is the coronavirus. Local public health officials and others are addressing any concerns that we should or shouldn't have at this time and what we all should be doing. And I'll have that local report for you in just a few moments. We'll also be talking about, of course, 57th District Tournament real briefly, your weather forecast, which has some concern in there for the latter part of it next week. That's after not one, but a couple more skiffs of snow possibly in our forecast very soon, which could maybe give us potentially another snow day for students tomorrow. I'll have all that after this message, or two, or three, or more. Has spring ever arrived at the seasonal shop? If you're tired of those gray, rainy days, you need to come in because the shop is filled wall to wall with spring arrivals. The new Charlie Page spring line is filled with beautiful colors, prints, and styles for everyone. They've got accessories for every occasion, new jewelry, bags, and shoes. And spring is the perfect time for some redecorating or adding a few new accessories to your home. And their home decor is some of the most beautiful they've ever had. Farmhouse, traditional, equestrian, rustic, they have it all. So come into the shop and let them help you add to your home. And remember, they also offer wedding and baby registry and free local delivery at the seasonal shop in downtown Salyersville. Creekside Stitching and Feed is the place to go for all of your custom embroidery needs. Shirts, caps, jackets, and more. And they've got the best prices on value-packed dog food, blue ribbon beef mix, kickin' chicken, and shell and cracked corn. And premium quality gates, hay rings, and bunk feeders, plus metal carports and garages as low as $1,400 installed. For all of your embroidery, feed, and farm supplies, Creekside Stitching and Feed. 1 mile up Bear Branch off of Route 30. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. With decades of experience and happy customers all over Kentucky, All Pro Gutter Works and Construction is now proud to offer long-term and 0% financing on their home improvements and home construction. That's new windows and floors, new bathrooms and kitchens, new roofs, siding, decks and porches, new turnkey homes and offices, and of course, continuous guttering in 21 colors. Locally, family-owned and operated, and waiting on your next project and phone call. All Pro Gutter Works. Need an oil change? Are your brakes shot? Are you ready to turn the wick up on your diesel or lift up and accessorize your 4x4? Or get that dent fixed once and for all? Then call the professionals at Black Smoke Performance for all of your maintenance needs and auto body repair, from insurance collisions to full restoration projects. Black Smoke Performance on May Drive in Dixie of Salyersville, 3498785.
Are you tired of the same old cell phone? Want a brand new phone but really don't want to pay hundreds of dollars up front for it? Then Appalachian Wireless has the deal for you. Get the phone you actually want instead of settling for a cheaper phone with the Appalachian Advantage plan. Instead of paying $400 or more for the best phone, simply pay the taxes up front and a few bucks more on your monthly bill. Stop by your local Appalachian Wireless store or dealer today for more information. It's the better, simpler way to pay, and it's called the Appalachian Advantage. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
Indeed, I'll be glad to remind you, and I might even remind you every day between now and not this Saturday, but the next, that it is time to fast forward those clocks an hour. Spring, going to be here in just about 20-some days, the 19th day of March, so that's quickly approaching as well. Will the weather follow the calendar? We'll wait and see. Your forecast in more detail in just a few moments. Right now, we're going to take a few minutes and talk about the coronavirus. It is something that is on every headline, or at least a headline at every news agency across the nation and around the globe. China, essentially all but closed. We know of some 80,000 people around the world infected, about 3,000 deaths. South Korea has delayed school classes for a week there. Japan has closed all of its schools through the month of March. The Dow today here in the United States plunged almost 1,200 points, the largest one-day drop in its history, largely, not completely, but largely fueled by coronavirus fears and implications. The Olympics in Tokyo may be postponed. That's still yet to be determined. China manufacturing affecting U.S. goods and services. We're starting to see that. Here in the United States, some argue that we are on the verge of panicking over the situation, but there is a lot of information being put out there that could certainly instill a bit of panic. But the numbers are almost non-existent here in the United States compared to China, certainly, but also when you compare it to the common flu. But should the coronavirus be taken more seriously, as should the flu? The answer to both is yes. All the way down to the local level here, county and city officials, the school superintendent as well, have gathered this week to discuss the situation on the state and national level. Of course, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear today held a press conference alongside Kentucky's Public Health Commissioner in Frankfort, discussing the situation as it is in Kentucky, which is just being monitored at this time. In Kentucky, they have been monitoring 100 patients for symptoms. No one tested positive. There's not been a single case to test positive here in the state of Kentucky as of yet, and only one test actually done out of those 100 people that were showing symptoms, which had reason to, based on their travels, to possibly be tested for or have the coronavirus. The CDC says that they're getting close to a 24-hour turnaround in regards to doing tests here in the state of Kentucky. They'll be doing their own test in the coming days, and right now the governor and everyone essentially referring to it as a wait and watch situation. Across the nation, the U.S. government, at the urging of Senator Schumer, I believe it was, investing some $8.5 billion towards $4.5 billion in the Department of Health and Human Services to try to contain the outbreak, $1 million to find a vaccine, $1 billion, another $1 billion to help other countries who are battling, and $2 billion to reimburse those states which are already tackling the outbreak on some degree. 82,000 cases of the coronavirus worldwide, 16 confirmed in the United States, and that is the latest number from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In Magoffin County, our Public Health Director, Pete Shepard, says that we should be doing a lot of things to protect ourselves from the coronavirus, the things that we should already be doing.
Really, at this time, there's really no precautions to take other than just regular precautions you'll be taking for flu season, and that is wash your hands. If you're sick, don't go to work or school, and get a flu shot. And those three things are the main factors that everyone's stressing with this. There's no confirmed cases in Kentucky yet. They did test one person in Kentucky, but they was negative. So at this time, it's all just precautionary, and we're just waiting from orders from the heads up with the Department of Public Health on what the next step will be.
Yes, get your flu shot. Why is Mr. Shepard, why is Governor Beshear, why is everyone suggesting to get your flu shot for the coronavirus? My question as well. You might consider it a little late in the flu season to get your flu shot. It's not, just because spring is around the corner. It's not. But why get your flu shot?
That's why they want you to have a flu shot. If you have the flu, you're weaker, your system's weaker, and then the coronavirus can really kick in and become more serious when it comes to life and death. I keep telling people, get your flu shot, always wash your hands. You know, when the Hep A outbreak, we went over all this thing. It was the same thing, hand washing. We went to the schools. Mr. Helton knows how important it is to keep the school's clean, doorknobs wiped, because most of it's through the hands and droplets when you sneeze or stuff. So if you're sick and you got symptoms, you're sneezing and you're throwing these droplets out, don't go to school or don't go to work. All you're going to do is infect people with maybe not the coronavirus or the flu, but anything else. It's just good practice, good smart practice.
Shepard says that we take everything much more serious over the past few years and that we're more prepared after the swine flu situation several years ago, certainly after the hepatitis A outbreak much more recently, which got out of hand rather quickly. He also says that Kentucky will be set up to do its own testing in the coming days, and they'll have about a 24-hour turnaround on any tests that are done in the state. And he echoed that the coronavirus is not in Kentucky yet. The map in front of you, all the shades of green represent the approximate 40 countries where the coronavirus on some scale has been confirmed. And he says that just because you or I haven't been to China or in contact with someone that we know has been to China does not mean we shouldn't be smart.
No, well, you don't know who these people have been in contact with, and and most of the cases that I think have self-quarantined from China or thought they might test positive is in the Louisville area. So we have people every day going to Louisville to hospitals. We have everybody and dealing with people that travel back and forth. So you can come in contact with somebody that might not be showing symptoms but might be infective. So you just don't know. So everyone is taken individually and be taken seriously as the coronavirus, and then until they're proven negative. So. It's just an ounce of prevention's worth everything. You just got to prevent it.
And while the makeup of the coronavirus, its origin, and just about everything else can't be compared to the flu, the prevention of it, as you heard, certainly can be. It's the same methods: washing your hands, getting a flu shot, staying healthy. And the numbers of coronavirus versus the flu also don't compare. 2,800 deaths around the world from coronavirus thus far. Just this flu season alone, just in the United States, about 17,000 people have died from the flu. The United States averaging about 36,000 deaths a year from the flu, sometimes as high as 60 to 80,000 deaths for the nation. While I was a bit surprised to hear the estimate that Shepard gave for the number of Magoffin Countyans who get their flu shot.
We give a lot of flu shots to the health department. I wouldn't know an exact number, but I just, from the traffic I see and the people, because we always run out of flu vaccine, we have to order more. And the people say, well, it won't keep you from getting the flu. Well, it won't keep you, but if you do get the flu, it's a lot less severe. It's proven. Yeah, you're just not going to be as bad, and that's it. So.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Don't drive or let your family drive in this or this before doing this. Stopping at Conley Tire in Staffordsville for brakes, oil, alignment, and of course, tires. Thousands of tires in stock every day to fit anything with 6 months no interest financing and over 33 years of quality service with a smile. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. If your spring projects include gravel, rock, sand, or drainage pipe, your dollar will go farther at Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply here in Sayersville. It's always in stock and ready for pickup and delivery. And now there's 2 locations for all of your feed and farm needs. Tomahawk has the region's largest inventory and lowest prices on all pet and livestock feed, gates, fencing, and everything your farm needs. In Sayersville off 114 at Red Light number 3, and in West Liberty on Liberty Road behind the Ford store. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply. Here's your community calendar brought to you by Magoffin Farm Bureau. Sports and weather following that, but first, a special 8th birthday. Birthday wishes begin tonight's Magoffin Farm Bureau community calendar, and this one is a happy 8th birthday, Allie. Happy birthday, Allie 5, turning 8 today. From your mom and your mama and a long list of family and friends who think you're super cool and love you lots. Happy 8th birthday to Allie 5. Happy birthday to you. Couple of announcements on our community calendar, one that I don't have typed in. Just a reminder that the Water into Wine Food Pantry is open for business every Wednesday of the month from 9 till noon. The last Wednesday of the month is from 4 to 6, but 9 till noon next Wednesday for the Water into Wine Food Pantry at the Lakefront Church of God. A chronic disease workshop to help you take back your life from diabetes, COPD, heart disease, high blood pressure, arthritis, and more is going to be taking place next Wednesday at the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center, starting at 10 o'clock that morning. This is a free event that will help you manage your symptoms, medications, communications with healthcare providers, set goals, eat healthy, manage stress. Call to register 349-5126. That is next Wednesday, March the 4th at the McGoffin County Senior Citizens Center. They hope that you'll join them. And they're also inviting you to the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center on the following Wednesday on the 11th for another free event. This one's from 9 till 11, a free health fair. While it's hosted by the McGoffin County Senior Citizens, it is open to the public and to all ages for health checks, blood pressure checks, blood sugar, cholesterol checks, many more services. Many local providers will be there. Those two events, the next 2 Wednesdays, respectively, at the community center. And our calendar is here for you each and every weeknight at 6 and 11. Also on Foothills Communications in the mornings at 7 and 9 the following day as well. If you've got a birthday, anniversary, or an announcement, send it to me and I'll tell everyone else. Nightly announcements brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau, which has moved to their new location at the junction of Route 7 and Hornet Drive. Hornet Drive, of course, the entrance to the middle school and Sayersville grade school. Funeral services this Thursday include the following. Jane Allen Salyer, 105 years of age, of Salt Lick Road, passed away this week, preceded in death by her husband Glenn. She survived by her daughters Ruth Smith, Ruby Turner, Sue Johnson, and Joanne Arnott. Visitation continues for the rest of this evening. Services begin tomorrow at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Geraldine Shepard Prater, 74, of Indiana, passed away this week, formerly of McGoffin. She was married to Willie Prater, who preceded her in death. She survived by her sons, Ricky, Bill, Ronnie, and Jackie Prater, and daughter, Kathy Kellums. Visitation continues tonight and up until tomorrow's services that also start at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And lastly, Rebecca Clark, 71, of Springboro, Ohio, passed away this week, living much of her life in McGoffin County. She survived by sons Kenny Bailey and John Darrell Bailey and daughter Leah Brock. A celebration of life service will be held in Ohio this Saturday. At Sayersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sayersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sayersville National. Look at that face. This is Katie. Katie is a super sweet, petite little girl who's a bit shy, but very well-mannered. But despite all of that, she's been at the Johnson County Animal Shelter since last October. She gets along great with other dogs and is very loving, and maybe around 2 years old. If you'd like to meet Katie or take her home, contact the Johnson County Animal Shelter. Our Pet of the Week, sponsored by Dr. Tom Abel of Abel Eyes in Lexington and at ableeyes.com.
At work, we do a lot of live shows with crowds. I used to sit up there and not really know who was looking at me. I was finally tired of contacts and glasses, tired of paying for contacts, and I just decided I need to get these eyes fixed. Able Eyes was great. If someone asked me if they should get LASIK, I would absolutely recommend it. At first, like many people, I'm hesitant, but after going to Able Eyes and they walk me through it, I know that it's a quick and painless process, and I recommend going to Able Eyes. They were the best.
Right now, you can take advantage of their lowest prices of the year at $1,800 per eye.
McGoffin County Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration with professional, licensed, and certified commercial and residential service technicians that can maintain and repair all manufacturers with new and old installation and financing available. serving Magoffin, Morgan, Lawrence, Martin, Johnson, Floyd, and Breathitt counties. Magoffin County Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration, 349-1058 or 225-6779. A quick update from the 57th District Tournament last night, the second half of the boys' semis. Truth be told, I was exhausted. Even got in the Jeep to leave the office and go, and didn't make it past Dixie Avenue. But we got scores for you, of course. Last night, of course, as Martin County boys had already defeated those from Magoffin. Last night it was Central and Paintsville who, of course, would face off. The Tigers and Central had split during the regular season. Paintsville winning at home 57-48 and then losing to Central at Central almost by the exact same score. So everyone was expecting this to be a close one last night. Final score last night, Paintsville 82, Johnson Central 69. That completes our championship matchups for the rest of the 57th District Tournament for the rest of this week. For the girls, tipping off in a short time from now tonight at 7, Martin County. And the ladies from Johnson Central playing again tonight. Earlier in the season, the Martin County Lady Cardinals ousted Central 47-34 and 52-46. We'll see what happens as they face off for the title tonight. Both, regardless, going to the 15th region next week at the Expo. And after last night's win, Paintsville will take on number 1 seeded Martin County. These two teams split in the regular season. The Tigers over top of Martin County in the first round, 57-48, but falling 42-52 on Valentine's Day. So this one will settle the score for the 57th title tomorrow night at 7. Now for your Licking Valley RECC outlook. Chance of snow tonight, about a similar chances to what we had this morning as far as the likelihood and the amount, which are both very small, but enough to possibly cause some issues with travel and classes tomorrow. Another little chance when you get up Saturday morning as well. You'll certainly enjoy the rest of your Saturday, most certainly your Sunday, and then we're tracking what could be another major rainmaker for days next week. With that in mind, here's your outlook for now. We'll be closely watching patterns with updates tomorrow and early next week. Skiff of snow, well, that's all it takes for a snow day, and we might have another one tomorrow. We've got a 10% chance of some snow showers after 5 in the a.m., and those snow showers, albeit light, lingering up until about noon. We have a 42-degree high set for tomorrow, which means we also might see those flakes turn over to rain. A new snow accumulation of less than a half an inch in the forecast for late tonight, starting around 5 a.m. through 10, 11 tomorrow morning. Look for the winds to be relentless again tomorrow. 42 won't be as bad with a southwesterly wind from 6 to 18 miles per hour, but still breezy with some snow showers early. Tomorrow night, rain and snow showers ramp back up. Another round of precipitation with snow and rain chances right now standing at 80% for late Friday night. New snow accumulation again of less than a half an inch with some rain possibly before the snow. So half inch tonight possible, another half inch tomorrow night possible with 42 for your Friday high. And then for your weekend, still looking right around 37 degrees on Saturday with some scattered flurries in the morning, but otherwise sunny, cold, and windy again. Northwesterly winds up to 16 miles per hour on your Saturday with clear skies and low 20s Saturday night. Sunday, mostly sunny, and look what a rebound. 37 for the first half of your weekend to 60 on your Sunday. Sunday's going to be a nice one. Mostly sunny, lows well above the freezing mark Sunday night. You will see there a 30% chance of rain on your Sunday forecast. Right now, that window looks to be opening up really closer to about 5 or 6 a.m. Monday morning, but during the overnight, so we put it in there. But I think a dry, mostly sunny day and 60 on your Sunday. Next week, that's when we get into that wet pattern that could add up to possibly a couple or several inches of rainfall across the board. In totality, Monday, 57, rain likely. Look at the high and low. Not much of a swing there Monday, 57 and 53, but cloudy and rain likely Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. There will be some breaks in between, and certainly by tomorrow and most certainly by Monday, we'll have a better handle on total rainfall amounts that could, once again, start to add up next week. Temperatures Tuesday 60, Wednesday 67, 60s still Thursday. It's going to wrap it up for this Thursday. We've got one more day of programming. We hope to see you back here for that. For now, thank you for being a part of this one. Good night. Thanks for watching.